they establish the prayer. Okay, what is meaning to establish the prayer? They plan to make a masjid. They invite people towards the masjid. They teach people how to say salat. They perform their own salat. All this is establishing. Praying your own salat is not yuqimuna. But yuqimuna means you have to do all these things. So in the society, the prayer is established. People pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the characteristic of those al-muttaqeen, that they believe in the ghaib and they establish the prayers. Okay? So it is yuqimuna and as-salata, as-salatu. The word is as-salatu. The one more change will take place in there. So when we combine this word with the yuqimuna, okay, and originally it is as-salatu. Okay, so whenever this is the noun, salat is a noun. So whenever a noun comes after the verb, his last dhamma changes into a fatah. Okay, and we have seen this example, but I will give you one more time the example. If you have the word khalaqa, means he created. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. And the word al-insanu, the man, or the mankind. Al-insan. These are two separate words. This means he created. Okay. These are two separate words. He created, and al-insanu is a separate word. Okay? If we combine these two words and we say he created the man, in English you just join these words. In Arabic you don't just join, but something happens. And that happens is that this last letter on dhamma changes into a fatah. So you pronounce khalaqal insana. He created the man. Okay, that's the rule. This is a verb. Verb is past tense. Okay? And man, the man, is a noun. Okay? Same thing here. Yuqimuna, they establish. As-salatu, the prayer. So salatu will become salata by this rule here. So that's what is in the Quran. They establish the prayer. Okay? They establish the prayer. Okay. Then third thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ. Okay. Wa means and mimma is made of min plus ma. These are two separate words, and you can translate of that or of that which. When you read these together, you will pronounce mimma. The mim sound, the noon sound will go away and mim is pronounced twice. Mimma, the noon gunna. Mimma means of that which. Okay. So mimma means of that which. so the word after that is razaqnahum. That's made of two parts. Ra, zaqna, and hum. Razaqnahum. Okay. So the word starts with these three letters: Ra, Za, and Qaf. This means to provide. Razaqa, rizq is a provision. So razaqa means to provide. Okay. Now also, if you look at the rule of the grammar, if you have these three letters fa, ain, and lam, which means to do, and if we take these three letters, fa, ain, and lam, and call it fa'al, and we put two letters na at the end, it becomes fa'alna. Fa'alna means we did. Okay, so by adding the three letters, a na brings the meaning of what? We, first person, plural, and past tense. So fa'alna means we did. So if you apply this rule of grammar here on these three letters, this will become ra, zaq, just like this, fa'al will become ra, zaq, and na. Razaqna would mean we provided. Okay? So the meaning will be we provided. Okay? It's a past tense and plural of we. Now who is we here? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for himself uses the royal language. Royal language, kings don't say I do something, they say we do something. Even though he's one person, that's called royal language. Authority, power. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for himself uses that language. So even though he's one, but he uses we for himself. Okay? With the showing the authority and power and control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over everything. So razaqna, we provided, whom means them. Okay? Whom means them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we provided them. What does it mean? Everything in the worldly life that is given to us, material things and anything else, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided to us. So, and who are they here or them? The same muttaqeen, these people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that they believe in the ghaib and they establish the prayer and of that which we have provided them. Okay? Wealth, worldly material things and knowledge and everything else that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided them. He's saying razaqnahum. We provided them. We provided them. Okay. Of that which we provided them, what they do? Yunfiqun. Okay? So let's look at this word. Okay? So the next word starts with these three letters, noon, fa and qaf. Okay. If I put an alif in the beginning, it becomes alif, noon, fa and qaf. This means to spend. Anfaqa means to spend.
What is nafaqa?
Nafaqa means to be hypocrite. Munafiq is hypocrite. So the two very important things. The word that is called nifaq. Nifaq, and this word is infaq. Nifaq means to be hypocrite, munafiq. Infaq means to spend. Okay?
It's kind of like part. One is like partitioning people, like dividing people. The other one is parting away from your Allah. Kind of like
Okay, so there is a little bit more details on that. Let me spend a couple of minutes. The nafaqa, the first word with the noon, fa and qaf.
It's like
Is-
nafa. I thought it was like profit.
No,
Nafaka is the woman's stipends, right?
no, the actual meaning of nafaqa is that to make a hole in the ground. Okay? Now, some animals who live underground like rats or rabbits or some others, they are very smart. They live in the depth of the ground and they make a hole, and at the bottom they live. But what they do, they continue making the hole on the other side. Why? Because if they are there and some other animal like a snake or something else enters in their hole, they get out of there from the other side. Okay? So they have two ends of the holes to protect themselves. A munafiq, a hypocrite person, has two faces. Just like two holes. One face he shows to one kind of people and says he's very, God-fearing person and he's a righteous person and he's muttaqi. But the other face is going in the background and doing the things which harm the people. So he has two faces, just like animal has two holes, the two ends of the hole, he has two faces. So that is nifaq. Nifaq is a person, munafiq is a person who says something but he does something else. And there are 3 or 4 characteristics of nifaq have been told. Okay? Like one of them is that when he lies, he makes a promise, he breaks the promise. When he speaks something, he makes a lie. So these are the characteristics of a munafiq. That's munafiq. Infaq is the characteristic of spending. Infaq. Now, even though it is a very different word, the two are very unrelated. But what is infaq? Infaq is to spend your wealth like it came from one end and it went out from the other end. You spend it instead of storing it and keeping it. Okay? You spend this in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So like it entered from the one side, the money came or the wealth came from one door of the house, and you immediately spend that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for good cause, so it went out. So these are very close meanings, but infaq means to spend. Okay? Now, again we know that if we put a ya in the beginning and huna at the end, it becomes they and present tense. So this will become, actually in this case it will be you, dhamma, yunfiquna. if I put these three letters, Noon, Fa, and Qaf, Yunfiquna means they spend. Yunfiquna, they spend. Which is from these three root letters, Noon, Fa, and Qaf. Yunfiquna, they spend.
I have a question. Infaq is tustan, but it doesn't look like anything we've studied. Like the ta'ala.
Right, no. The rule is that if you have these three letters, Fa, An, and Lam, okay, if you put a Ya in the beginning and Guna at the end, so this is, and then you put the three letters in the middle, okay. But if it is a four letter, okay, like if Alif is in the beginning, then this has a slight, okay, so this is a Fatah here, okay. This starts with Dhamma and Guna. So if you see this Dhamma here, that is coming from these four letters. If you see a Fatah, it's coming from three letters.
Only with the Alif beginning or any other four letters?
No, this is only for this group of,
So when it begins with Alif.
with Alif only, yeah. So this is called Bab-e Fa'ala, and this is called Bab-e Af'ala. So the grammar for this Af'ala differs this way. And also there is a kasra on the second letter also. Okay? So this is the grammar of only the three letters. But the grammar of four letters has slight difference. Okay? So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that of that which we have given them. So whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them, what they do? They yunfiquna, they spend for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They don't store that, they don't save that, except for their needs. But they are very good in spending for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So again going back, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ayat number 3 has mentioned three qualities of those people for whom this book is a guidance. The Quran is guidance for three people, three characteristics of the people. One characteristic is that they believe in the ghaib. The second thing is that they establish the prayers. And third thing is that whatever we gave them, they spend it. So these three things.
Sorry, in the meaning I have this established prayer. Do you mean that it's inside the masjid or is it at home?
No, everywhere. But I use the word society. Establishing the prayer in the society. Which means if you are praying if you are at home, then make sure the prayer is done there. If you are in the masjid, then pray in the masjid. Wherever the situation is that, salat should be made. Prayer should be done. Okay? So that is what the establishment is. If you cannot come to masjid, make sure that prayer is done at home. Okay? So everything, the effort that brings the whole society towards obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and praying their prayers.
And then reward praying home in masjid is in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say about 10 or
No, it's not in the Quran, it's from Hadith.
It's from Hadith
Yeah, it's not in the Quran. It's 27 times reward
in masjid.
in masjid.
And
Or
then
in Jama'ah, not necessarily in
Yeah,
the masjid.
with the Jama'ah. And then there are other rewards that if you make wudu and come home, from home to masjid, then you get reward. So those are the degrees of the rewards. Okay? But the main thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning is that these are the things. And then in the next ayah there is a few more other things, which are the characteristics of those people for whom this book will be guidance. Otherwise this will be a book that you can read and you can forget about it. So
just as a repetition, the three characteristics are believe, establish, praise, and
Believe in the ghaib, because that's very important.
That we cannot see.
That what we cannot see, you have to believe in that.
believe the unseen.
And
establish
three things I
praise.
mentioned, there are more, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, believing we cannot see Him, believing in the angels, believing the day of judgment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised a day will come. Okay? These are important things,
Or heaven.
which is,
Believe
which,
in heaven.
yeah, okay. And then they put an effort to establish the prayer, and then they spend what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. Okay? So for those people, this book is a guidance. And they are being called by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as muttaqeen people. Okay? And inshallah next time we'll do next ayah. So there are other characteristics which are mentioned here also in ayat number 4. Okay? So inshallah we'll stop here. If there is any question.
That's okay.